A very good and happy Tuesday morning to everyone out there. Landon here in the driver's seat with you to bring you your latest weather or night forecast courtesy of On Target. Active weather pattern, folks. That is the name of the weather game this morning, and it's going to be that way here over the next 48 hours or so as we're getting strapped in on another wild ride on the Kentucky weather roller coaster. No surprise there, right? Getting a view out here to dissect what's unfolding this morning. We've got this deepening area of low pressure. It's going to be pulling off here to the north and east, and this is going to be pulling this cold front north and east along with it. You can see some of the yellow polygons out here. You see the little house emblems as well. They've had a monster line of storms come blasting, screaming like a banshee across Alabama. That's brought numerous damage reports and severe thunderstorms across the deep south. But for us, just some strong winds and some rain that we're having to deal with out there. Let's get a look across the region. WRUS Skycam kicking things off down in Russellville. You can see some of the breaks in the cloud cover, folks, and that's actually what's allowing for some of the stronger winds to get transported down to the surface with this little break in activity that we've been experiencing out there. We can get a look over the D93 Skycam, and it's a similar scenario. Got some of the breaks in the cloud cover out there early this morning, but we are expecting some more rain here as we progress and work throughout this Tuesday. And right now, as previously mentioned, folks, we're kind of just caught in the middle in between these waves of precipitation. We got the latest radar to break down for you. We'll put it into motion. You can kind of see this break, this very solid break right here that we're getting within this. And that's helping for the low-level jet to bring those winds down to the surface with what we're experiencing out there early this morning. Speaking of those winds, let's take a gander at those current temperatures and conditions. We've got readings holding right around the 60-degree mark. Folks, we're not going to be experiencing too much alteration today. Temperatures are going to be fluctuating between the upper 50s to lower 60s throughout. But this is what we're watching early this morning. Look at these gusts since midnight. Down here in Simpson County, 47 miles an hour. And then we get up here, we're in the mid-30s up here on the south side of Warren County, 37 over here in Allen County as a peak wind gust so far. There's going to be more where this came from, folks, not just as we work throughout the day, but more prominently overnight and into our Wednesday when we're basically going to be achieving Wednesday high temperatures before sunrise. Okay. All right, so we'll be jumping and we'll be diving into that here as we look at the latest model guidance. Let's get a look at the big picture view first and foremost to get things kicked off here. Here's our area of low pressure that we were just looking at. This is going to pull off to the north and east, but I want you all to keep your eyes right up here on this area of low pressure across the northern plains as well. Here we are working throughout this morning. We're going to have this slug of moisture come through with repetitive rounds of these scattered showers and storms impacting the region. I do believe the heaviest rain will be occurring throughout this morning. We get a little bit of break in activity with the low kind of enveloping and getting intertwined in the mean flow. That's going to pull this off to the north and east along with a cold front, but while that is occurring, we have this deepening low and another secondary cold front that's going to be extended out across the Great Plains. So despite the rain showers coming to an end during the pre-dawn hours of our Wednesday, take a look at our setup and what we're going to be dealing with. This is going to be a vigorous cold front that is going to be blasting east across the region. This will be crossing through the Wobbles community during the pre-dawn hours of our Wednesday morning, thus resulting in our high temperatures being achieved before the sun comes up over the horizon. This is going to result in falling temperatures as we work throughout our Wednesday. This is going to set us up for a sunny, albeit rather chilly and frigid Thanksgiving for us to enjoy. So now that we've got the big picture view, let's drive into the intricate details of what's going to be driving these sensible weather impacts. Short-term model guidance picking up on this beautifully early this morning. We got this stopgap located right here in between the precipitation. You can see we get more scattered activity that's going to work through here as we progress throughout the day. Now keep your eyes on this. Initial cold front's going to get through here by the time we roll into this evening, But look at the continued rain chances all the way into the pre-dawn hours of our Wednesday. And by 2 to 3 a.m., this secondary front, folks, is going to be bisecting northeast to south and west across the Wobbles region. This will be the last of the scattered rain chances that should be pressing east of the region by sunrise. We should dry out, folks, but again, we've got other weather ingredients it's going to be needing us to pay attention to, all right? First and foremost, the winds. Here we are working throughout this morning. We got those gusts up there of 30 to 40 plus miles an hour. We got the peak gust there in Simpson County. That was 47 miles an hour. It's not going to be as strong as this low-level jet progresses east of the region, but we're still going to have to deal with wind gusts of 25 to 30, perhaps 35 miles an hour throughout the day. We're going to subside through the early part of this evening, but take a look at whenever the cold front arrives. Remember that little line, that final line of showers we were just looking at during the pre-dawn hours of our Wednesday? You can blatantly see where the cold front is, folks. These winds here are going to be pouring in out of the north and west here as we work throughout our Wednesday. This is going to create frigid cold conditions. It will be blustery out there with winds continuing to howl at 25 to 35 miles an hour throughout our Wednesday. And yes, it does look like we will be dealing with windy conditions continuing throughout the Thanksgiving holiday as well. It's not going to be as strong, but, you know, the magnitude of 10 to 20 miles an hour we're going to have to deal with throughout our Turkey Day. Now for the fun part. Let's take a look at what these winds are going to mean for these temperatures. We work throughout the day, upper 50s to lower 60s throughout this Tuesday will be somewhat constant, as you can see here. As we work into tonight, and right before this cold front passes, right around midnight, rolling into 1 a.m., our high temperature of 55 degrees is going to be achieved right after midnight tonight, all right? Then as we work throughout our Wednesday, you are going to want the winter wardrobe on. These temperatures are going to fall all the way down to right around the upper 30s to lower 40s by sunrise on Wednesday morning, and I'll let the model do the talking. It looks like they're going to fall or hold somewhat constant as we work throughout the day. Temperatures throughout the day, upper 30s to lower 40s, but hold on a second. Weren't we just talking about winds of 25 to 35 miles an hour? Folks, we're going to be talking about wind chills trapped between the upper 20s and lower 30s throughout the daylight hours of our Wednesday. It is going to be absolutely frigid and blustery in the great outdoors. That is a promise. And then you can see here, we get into our Wednesday night, into our Thursday morning, we're going to have temperatures tanking well down into the 20s, only rebounding back to around the lower 40s for highs throughout our Turkey Day, all right? Let's back up, and I want to talk about the big picture as we roll into the weekend after Thanksgiving, all right? Canadian high pressure tries to build in here out of the west. It's going to be frigid but sunny throughout our Thanksgiving holiday. Black Friday appears to be dry as a bone as well, with high pressure in complete control. Still going to stay on the cool side. And then with high pressure working to our east, this is going to be bringing and turning winds out of the south. Clockwise flow around high pressure. Counterclockwise flow around low pressure is really going to work to try and pump in some moisture and warmer temperatures as we work into the start of the weekend. We are going to be watching the weekend weather maker like a hawk, because any displacement in the track of this surface low will bring drastic changes to our weather pattern and forecast. Right now, models are still not in complete agreement. We have the Euro model here that is bringing this low pressure system basically right along and just north of the Ohio River. If this model run comes to fruition, we're going to be looking at widespread showers and even some storms to deal with as we work throughout our Saturday and into our Sunday time frame. I know what you all are waiting for me to say, and I will go ahead and say it. Some of the other model members are bringing the low a bit further south through the heart of Kentucky or even across the deep south. So let's back that up. If we displace this low pressure system a couple hundred miles down to the south and east, that's going to take the swath of this wintry precipitation. It's going to take that bullseye from central and northern Indiana and Illinois, and that is going to displace that closer to our region. This is why we're going to need to watch this very closely. All right, we're still 5 to 6 days out in the Saturday to Sunday time frame, but this could be bringing quite a few headaches to the region. Right now, it looks like we will remain on the warm side of the low, that is to the south and east side of the surface low. So we are anticipating widespread showers and storms, maybe a bit of a wintry mix here and there, before the cold front finally clears the area on Sunday. Then another area of high pressure builds in out of the north and west, bringing yet another surge of colder air back into the region. I warned you all about having on the seat belts for the Kentucky weather roller coaster. You know, we're going to be having our temperature swings on the pendulum. It's going to be changing more than a politician's morals and beliefs. Am I right? And that's what the name of the weather game is going to be here, and that's what we're going to be dealing with here over the next several days, it would appear. Rolling back here to the short-term model guidance we're going to be talking about today, we have got a generalized thunderstorm risk that is painted across the Wobbles community out here. We are not expecting or anticipating severe weather today. With that being said, these winds are going to be very strong, okay? They're going to be very strong this morning. They're going to slacken a little bit, but it's still going to remain windy this afternoon, then really pick back up overnight and throughout our Wednesday as well. Total rainfall amounts with these numerous weather makers moving through here. We got 1 to 3 inches of total rainfall that will be anticipated. That includes all the rain that fell last night into this morning already. What will be falling throughout the rest of today, and what the weekend system will bring us in addition to that. Full 6-day forecast breakdown. Highs right around the low and mid 60s today. Scattered rain chances to boot. It will be very windy. Then we progress into our Wednesday, and the bottom is going to drop out. Our high temperatures is going to be achieved right after midnight. Temperatures will be falling throughout the day. The graphic there that says 48 degrees, you can expect to be around 5 to 10 degrees colder than that throughout the daylight hours of our Wednesday, with wind chills in the 20s to lower 30s throughout. We'll have loads of sunshine to enjoy throughout our Thanksgiving, but it's going to be breezy and chilly with highs trapped around the lower 40s. Potential for lows down to the teens Thanksgiving night rolling into our Friday. It's going to stay very chilly throughout our Black Friday. Then we'll jolt highs back up to around the 50-degree mark throughout the weekend. Numerous question marks late Saturday afternoon into our Sunday on exactly what type of precipitation we're going to receive. Friends, it's going to wrap up your Tuesday morning whether or not forecast presented by our friends at On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a blessed Tuesday.